All right, let's check out our next question. It comes from Juan. Having in mind that it looks to be really loud crowds and Billie's singing style is sometimes more like whispering, how do you get the in-your-face vocal sound? Well, the answer is I'm always changing the approach. There are a lot of things to compete with. The crowd is very loud. We're talking about peaks at 120 dBA in some venues, which is ridiculous, crazy loud. And that's the audience just screaming and recycling into a vocal mic. So this year I'm taking a different approach. Granted that we only did 3 shows, but I feel like we were really gaining headroom with how far I could push it. And especially since we have a B stage and a catwalk that goes right in front of the PA. So basically I have to work a little bit harder to try to contain her and make sure that she's as clean and as powerful and as loud as possible. Because you don't want to change the volume of your entire show based on those obstacles. So basically to start, we'll start with the input channel. Now, the input channel I have reserved for the dynamics, and the input channel feeds groups. Now, you have a Billie main vocal and a Billie spare vocal, and these 2 vocals, both of these are gained, so the parameters are linked, and most of the dynamics are being sent into similar racks in waves. The dynamics are kind of like, there's one compressor that feeds like it's 1176 with a fast attack inside of waves, and that feeds an LA2A. It's kind of the old school 2-stage compression trick. Both compressors not doing a whole lot, just a little bit, just like for instance the 1176 picks up peaks, and the LA2A kind of rolls like around 2-3 dB of compression, and then it feeds a de-esser, the Sibilance Live, and then it comes back in the desk, and then it hits the compressor on the channel, which I'll get to in a sec, Tom, his question on parallel compression. And then those channels feed a group, and then the groups insert points reserved for EQ. EQ at the final stage before it hits my left-right bus. The EQs are like, it's like an F6 and an X feedback plugin. The X feedback plugin is kind of an auto-detecting feedback suppression kind of plugin. It's not an active plugin. It's one of those things you set up beforehand. And then, like I said, it comes back into the channel, and that group is what I usually use to ride during the show. And that group is being sent to all the effects. So that way the effects can, both of those vocal channels go into that group, and that group is, I'm messing with the effects levels all the time, and if I mess with one, I want to make it as seamless as possible. So the idea is I'll just keep the dynamics on the input channels, send them to the groups. The group sends off to you effects, so that way the effects levels are always the same between the 2. That is something that I could probably, I don't know whether I can link, but I just felt like it made more sense. It was something that I've always kind of done in the past, dealing with spares and whatnot.